tutorial. This is Gabriel from Ngahtech Group. So today we are going to be looking at how to create a navigation bar. So this is how our product or output is going to look like, and something similar. Okay. So without wasting much of the time, let us start right away. I've opened up two different separate windows here, and one is this is what we're going to be looking at here. We are going to be setting up something. See if I type here something like this and then I refresh, you see it will appear here. Okay, let me zoom it for you to see well. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to start, and for us to start, we are going to first of all create work first at the level of the HTML. After the HTML, we will now move on to our CSS to design it. So I want you first of all to create two divs. I'm going to create these divs, and the first one we are going to give it a class name of let's give the class of say top nav. Okay, and in this we are going to have let's say about 3 different, because in there we have about 1 2 3 4. Okay, so we're going to have 4 different pages. So let's say A, then we have class, we are going to give it a class, let this one be the active class. Okay, and you say href, let's just give it if somebody click on it, let it just come back to the home page. Okay, inside now we are going to give it a home. We close our A, that's our link. Okay, so if we save and we try to run it now, you see we have home here, and this home is already clickable. Okay, it's already clickable. So what we are going to do now, we're going to duplicate this. We'll duplicate this, and in this second one, we are going to give it a we're not going to give a class. The reason why we're giving this one is because we want to style. We're going to see, notice that when you log in or when the browser loads, automatically this one is active. The green color is active on the home, indicating that we are at the level of the home. So here we are, that's what we are doing here. We are giving this one a class, so when we are making references, we'll see on how we can style it to make sure that it's actually be at the home. So here we are going to put this one to be news. So, and we save. If we go again and refresh, so we have the second one, which is news. So we are going to move on to the next thing again. We're going to copy this again, and we're going to save it. Here we're going to give it this one is what, contact and about. So we are going to have contact, so as we can go fast, and then we are going to have about here. Okay, so those are the 3. Just give it this way and then we refresh. If you are seeing, so here we have already 3. So inside when we click each of them, actually by default it's giving us something blue, but once click it changes color and it's giving us something like this. Are we there? So that is the nav or the nav bar that we've actually just created, navigation bar we've created. Let us go on now to our CSS. For us to write our CSS code, we are going to go inside our, what we are going to do now, we have already finished. We have to move on to CSS. For us to work with our CSS, we have to go inside the head section. And in the head section, we are going to insert this CSS tag, which is no, we have to style it. Okay. So we're going to have style, and inside that style, we don't need this one because this one is mostly required when we are actually linking or creating a different CSS file separately. So I'll use that one to link. So what are we going to do? The first thing we're going to do is to give a body. Okay, we want that the entire body, let it have a margin of 0, and let it have a font family of Arial. I think you, comma, then we have Helvetica, comma, we have sans serif. These are the most popular font size or font family that you have. And let us refresh, and you will see that it has changed. Let's take it a bit backwards more for to see how it is. Okay, so next thing that we have to do now is to come out from there. Then we are going to make reference of this top nav. Okay, this is what we did. So I'm going to make reference of this, and we will give, let's say, top nav, and open our braces and close. Let's say overflow. We want that, let everything that overflow should be hidden, which means I don't want anything to overflow. Yes, any overflow, let it be hidden. So what we have to give it a background color. Let us give it black. Okay, let's save, and then let's give it black. What else? Say we're going to make it blue. Okay, make it blue. Blue is to say sky blue. Sky blue. I think so. Okay, let's manage this one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is let's come out from here, and we are going to, inside this our top nav, or inside this div, we have top nav of class, and then we have A. So we're going to work now with the A's, or with those links. Okay, we say top nav space A. Then we open the curly bracket, and what are we going to do? We're going to say float. Let it float left. Okay, and next we're going to give it a color of let's say a color of white. Okay, let's save this one and then refresh and see what is there. Okay, so float left, you see, they were giving it a color of white. And next we're also going to make it text align. We want the text to align at the center. Okay, so we refresh now. I'm not seeing any effect. Let me show you. You see, once we refresh, it's 7, and then refresh and come back to where it was before. The text to be aligned center. Then we also want, let's give it a padding. Let's give it a padding of 14 pixels by 16 pixels. Then we refresh. You see the way it is over there, becoming more beautiful. So let us take it backward again. And next thing I want to do, we want to give it a text decoration of none. Text decoration, let us put it none. So we don't want this text to be decorated. You see, when we put this, we can remove those underline. You know, the underlines ones always come by default with the A, which is the link, the A tag, that's the link. Decoration of known. Next thing we're going to do now is that we are going to make it such a way that whenever somebody hover, what should happen? Okay, when somebody hover, what should happen? First of all, before that, let's look at how we can make that size, reduce the size a bit. Let's say font size. Let's say 15 pixels. Okay, let's give 15 pixels and then we refresh, and you see that it is more a bit beautiful. Okay, so let us come back and then let's make it. What should we do next? The next thing I'm going to do now is to make sure that when we hover, what happened? When we hover, what happened? We're still going to come back and I will say dot top nav. We say A, then we use this colon hover. This is where we're making this I will call in the pseudocode. We want it to that whenever somebody hover, what happened? Let the background color should change. Let the background color change from that currently we have blue. Let it change to orange. So we refresh and then we go and you see when you hover, automatically it changed to orange. So what do you want to do next? We want that the color also will then change to blue. Color will be changed to blue. So our color will be changed to blue. So if we save and then refresh, you see once we hover, color change to blue, background color change to orange. So that is that for that part of hovering. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to make it okay. When you load the browser, or when you load, which one should be active? You know, here we don't know which one is active. Okay, we don't know where are we. Okay, so we need to make sure that whenever we load it, let us know that okay, in this place, this one is active. So what are we going to do now? We're going to actually type again. We'll say top nav. Then we are going to say a dot active. Okay, no, we are making references here. You see, inside here we say, okay, we give it the class of active. So this is our class that we're actually making the reference here. And inside this class is inside the top nav. So what are we going to do? We're going to open up our curly braces again. And we are going to give it a background color of, let's say, a background color of blue. Let us give it blue. I love blue, okay? So then what if I'm just, okay. You see blue and, you know, while we hover, the color changes, okay? So we're going to give this one where we had blue before. So let us give this brown video to be green. Let's take something totally different. Okay, so that way however is change that. Okay, so that is basically how we can actually create our nav. You see how beautiful it is. Okay, how beautiful it is. So what can we do again next year? What can we do again? What are beautiful things we can actually do here again? So it is basically how you can create a small navbar and you set it up running. Thank you very much for watching and see you on our next video. This is Gabriel once more from Ngahtech Group.